A safe and healthy workplace may reduce injury and illness expenses, absenteeism and turnover, increase productivity and quality, and boost employee morale. To put it in another way, safety is beneficial to company. Radiation Protection Convention. The objective of the convention is to set out basic requirements with a view to protect workers against the risks associated with exposure to ionizing radiations. In terms of radiation protection, it refers to the workplace's safety, which will protect them from any risk that could harm them. The purpose of the radiation protection is to provide an appropriate level of protection for humans without unduly limiting the beneficial actions giving rise to a radiation exposure. Examples of the radiation protection devices are the lead apron. It is personal protective equipment made of radioactive shield material, worn to drastically minimize the dosage of radioactivity the wearer absorbs. The protective lidded glasses. This will protect your eyes from the harmful effects of radiation. Lead gloves are by far the most effective defense against the risk of the radiation exposure. Occupational Cancer Convention. This instrument aims at the establishment of a mechanism for the creation of a policy to prevent the risk of occupational cancer caused by exposure, generally over a prolonged period, to chemical and physical agents of various types present in the workplace. For this purpose, states are obliged to determine periodically carcinogenic substances and agents to which occupational exposure shall be prohibited or regulated, to make every effort to replace these substances and agents by none or less carcinogenic ones, to prescribe protective and supervisory measures as well as to prescribe the necessary medical examination of workers exposed. Working Environment, Air Pollution, Noise and Vibration Convention provides that, as far as possible, the working environment shall be kept free from any hazard due to air pollution, noise, or vibration. To achieve this, technical measures shall be applied to enterprises or processes, and where this is not possible, supplementary measures regarding the organization of work shall be taken instead. As an employee, you have a responsibility to ensure a safe and healthy work environment. Poor indoor air quality can impact the health of your employees and result in increased absenteeism, reduced productivity, and potential safety hazards. Loud noise can create physical and psychological stress, reduce productivity, interfere with communication and concentration, and contribute to workplace accident and injuries by making it difficult to hear warning signals. Exposure to vibration could have a negative effect on the health of your employees. It could damage joints, muscles, circulation, and sensory nerves. This could lead to considerable pain, time off, or even disability.
Asbestos Convention aims at preventing the harmful effect of exposure to asbestos on the health of worker by indicating reasonable and practicable method and technique of reducing occupational exposure to asbestos to a minimum. With a view to achieving this objective, the convention enumerates various detailed measures which are based essentially on the prevention and control of health hazard due to occupational exposure to asbestos and the protection of worker against this hazard. Some of example of the specific risk is hazard. And when we say risk, it could be a chance or probability to a worker to maybe get harmed when they are exposed to hazard, especially if it is the different type of hazard that they got encountered, such as physical, biological, chemical, and so on. The purpose of Asbestos Convention is provide for the measure to be taken for the prevention and control of and protection of worker against health hazard due to occupational exposure to asbestos. Chemical Convention. The convention provides for the adoption and implementation of a coherent policy on safety in the use of chemical at work, which include the production, the handling, the storage, and the transport of chemical as well as the disposal and treatment of waste chemical. The release of chemical resulting from work activity and the maintenance, repair and cleaning of equipment and container of chemicals. In addition, it allocates specific responsibility to supplier and exporting state. The term using chemical at work means any work activity which may expose a worker to a chemical. Worker shall formulate, implement, and periodically review. A competent authority shall have the power, if justified on safety and health grounds, to prohibit or restrict the use of a certain hazardous chemical or to require advance notification and authorization before such chemical are used. The purpose of Chemical Convention is to aim to eliminate an entire category of weapon or mass destruction by prohibiting the development, production, acquisition, stockpiling, retention, transfer, or use of chemical weapons.